2.2 million deaths, 2.2 million people from this. And so if we could hold that down, as we're saying, to 100,000, it's a horrible number. Maybe even less, but to 100,000. So we have between 100 and 200,000. We all together have done a very good job.
What's up everybody, I'm Mr. G. Sorry in the delay for getting my video to you, but it's finally here. Now before we talk about our winner for April, I've got some honorary mentions to get through first. Our first honorary mention goes to UK Home Secretary Priti Patel for saying that the 2020 crime figures are down on last year's because of this COVID-19 lockdown.
Now, provisional data from police shows a fall in overall crime during this coronavirus outbreak. Car crime, burglary and shoplifting are all lower than the same period from this time last year.
No shit, Sherlock. I wonder if the reason why burglaries are down is because people are currently at home, which makes it very difficult for burglars to break in. Just saying. Our second shout out goes to those twats in America and in the UK who've been protesting against the lockdown because they believe it's an infringement on their civil liberties.
This virus has never been proven to exist.
I think we will be living in a far worse dystopian version of Nazi.
Disputing is the fact that the government are using the virus to cover up the fact that they're rolling out 5G, which is a war weapon used at high frequency. If you look up radiation poisoning, the effects of that and the effects of COVID-19 fit together like a glove.
They even think that COVID-19 is brought about by 5G. I'm sorry, but what now? That means by their logic, the 1918 epidemic that went global was probably caused by Marconi radio. I'm sorry, but how many people have got to die before these people finally wake up and see how serious this is? Our final shout out goes to that parent who deleted their son's Minecraft world as a punishment because he was constantly sleeping late. They admitted on Reddit that they had punished the child by removing his created world that had taken that child a year because it was a punishment because he was constantly sleeping in when he was supposed to be getting up ready for school. In the post, they went on to explain that the boy had a Minecraft world which had an impressive castle which he had built. But since school had been cancelled because of the coronavirus, the child had been waking up 9 or 10 in the morning each day. Okay, so why is this sleeping in such a bad thing? I mean, let's be honest, the whole world's gone to shit, so it's not like he's going to be rushing off out anywhere each day. To punish that child by deleting that castle, which has taken that boy a year to do, is quite frankly a cunty thing to do. That's as equal as putting down his photographs that is taken by his camera or any paintings that is made and torn them up in front of him. Why is there any difference between it on a computer and any other kind of creativity? The punishment that that parent did to that child, quite frankly, was way over the top. If he wanted to punish the child for sleeping in, all he had to do was take away his computer privileges until he learnt that he had to get up on time. So here we are, the winner of April COTM. Not being content that he was a joint winner, he has now gone above and beyond the Call of Duty again for another month. Some of his antics in April included tweeting the following: liberate Virginia, liberate Michigan and liberate Minnesota, because those governors weren't releasing those citizens in their lockdowns. Now, surely that's an incitement to violence? His biggest gaffe come about when he was talking to his advisors about looking into maybe injecting detergent into the body to give the lungs a good cleaning.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that.
Trump needs to learn when to talk about medical subjects and when to keep quiet. What's really interesting is seeing Dr. Birx's uncomfortable body language when he was talking about sunlight and detergent being injected into the body.
And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that.
So even his experts think he's a complete twat. They may not say it out loud, but their body language tells a complete different story. Like this guy's body language during a recent briefing.
I was extremely busy, so if you have any question for him right now, could you do that? Because you know what I'd like to do? I'd like him to go back to the State Department, or as they call it, the Deep State Department, if you don't mind. I'd like to have him go back and do his job. So does anybody have any question? Please.
In a recent briefing, Trump tried to downplay the fact that there could be a second wave by saying things like, I don't think there's going to be a second wave, and if there is a second wave, I don't think it'll be as bad as we think it's going to be. And when he tried to get confirmation from his doctors that's what's going to happen, they turned around and said they didn't know. See, the trouble is, Trump doesn't talk to his medical experts beforehand and hopes he'll say something and they will back him up. This wasn't the only massive gaffe that Trump had done in April. When talking about the US citizens that were protesting against the lockdown, he called them reasonable people. Now, I'm not being funny, but people who take an assault rifle to a protest is not a reasonable person. If that's a reasonable protester, I would hate to know what an unreasonable one is. Trump is still insisting he was doing a good job in fighting COVID-19. Now, at the time of recording of this video, the death toll has now reached past 76,000 people dead. Now, if that's doing a good job, I would hate to see what a bad job was. Now, instead of leading the country, Trump has put all the onus on the governors of the states whether to remove the lockdown or not. Now, to me, that's passing the buck. You see, the thing is, if they do remove the lockdown and there's a second wave, he can say, it's not my fault, I had nothing to do with it. Is that how a leader behaves? Also, why is money in the forefront of his mind all the time? The economy can recover, a life can't. You see, if you lose your life in this, you ain't coming back from this. A life is more important than money, surely. On the 22nd of April, Trump had tweeted that he'd given instructions to his navy to shoot down any Iranian gunboats. Now, last time I checked, you don't shoot down gunboats, you sink them, unless they've got a secret gunboat that flies that we're not aware of. So these are some of the reasons why I have given Donald Trump cock of the month for April. So you know what that means? Yep, it's time for the jingle. So what do you think to it all? Do you think he deserved the award this month, or do you think it should have gone to someone else? I would love to hear from you in the comments about this, and if you didn't think it belonged to Trump, let me know who you think it should have gone to. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to check out one of those videos just there. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button just there, and give it a like if you also like the video. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.